Welcome to the full broadcast 24/7 sports news, live interviews, media coverage. I do MMA, boxing, IKF, kickboxing, BKFC. We're ready to roll with our show today. I'd like to announce my sponsors before we head on. JB Handy Pro LLC Service LLC, DD Bates, and Quit Bitchin'. If you go to their site, www.quitbitchin.com, I'm put the site up for you right now. You look on my screen while you watch live, you can see www.quitbitchin.com. At the end of checkout, you get 15% off when you enter my code Fuller, FULLER. Enjoy the show. Let's get it going. And welcome my co-host, Anthony the Tiger Cruz.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? All right, how's your day going today?
So far, so good. I was in the gym for a little bit. Still doing some fixing and cleaning and getting the gym ready. So I was doing that for a couple of hours.
That's good. So today's interview, we're gonna have John Pinion. I'll wait for him to come on here. So while we're here, what do you think? Are you getting excited about the June 26th card?
Yes, I am, because now the UFC already had 2 fights on the card. Set for this year, and now we're bare knuckles. So hopefully things little by little, especially the fighters, because I know, that's hard to be training all this time and not doing nothing with it. I know a lot of these guys in bare knuckle, they're getting anxious, so I can't blame them. So it should be cool.
Yeah, hang on for a second. He just messaged me. So are they gonna have a bare knuckle fight in in July? I think it is.
I have no idea, because they already put a poster there for June, but not the lineup. So we don't know. Nobody knows the lineup yet for that card. I don't know if they're gonna do a last minute thing. We have no idea who's in it. And for July, as far as I know, there'll be no word for the July one. But for June 26th, they already put a post out there, but yet we don't line up, no nothing. So it's kind of like, mystery.
Yeah, no, I can't wait till it starts up. We got a lot of big names that are coming,
Yep.
especially with CSC management. You guys got let's see, you got Joshua, you got not this Anthony Prater on your team.
Who?
Anthony Prater. He's from California, Oregon.
Don't know, because
Right.
Carlos been signing guys left and right, and I have to catch up. you know,
Right.
after every time I see this page, it's like somebody else, somebody new. I'm like, damn.
All right,
But that's good for the team.
all right, we got John Pina right here. Let's get him on the show. Here he comes.
There he is.
Welcome, John. How you doing today, man?
What's up, John? Welcome to the show.
Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
All right. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
We're doing pretty good, hanging in there, even though with all this crap going on in the world right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So I noticed that you've done some Muay Thai fighting, and MMA, and a little boxing. So give us a little detail about your career that's going on right now.
Well, I was looking forward for fighting for bare knuckles on the 26th, June 26th, and I believe it was gonna be in Tampa, Florida. But I don't think that's gonna be happening. So I think I'm gonna just try to get ready, and from there try to see when I could get on the next fighting card. But other than that, I'm looking forward to letting my hands go with this promotion. I got a strong stand up, and I'm confident in my hands. So right now I'm just trying to get myself ready, mentally prepared, and physically, and just stay healthy and just get ready for whenever they give me the call.
Cool. But you are a pro boxer, aren't you?
Yes, I done pro boxing already.
Ah,
I 1-0 in pro boxing. I fought for silver spoon.
ah,
That
nice, nice.
um, so I done MMA. I done MMA for almost 8 years.
Right,
Um, I train all types of sports. I like to expand my experience, and then just learn
definitely.
from different.
So, so how's your training been going since the virus hit home for about 4 or 5 months now? So, how you been dealing with training until up to now, getting ready for your next fight?
Well, I've been taking safety precautions with my coach. We've been getting that temperature meter, whatever, to see. So they'll come to my house and we'll check our temperature and everything's okay. We'll train here at my house. Mostly hitting pads. Working technique. Uh, Cardio conditioning. So that's how I've been preparing myself. And then, I mean, good thing they opened up the gym. So I mean, I'm doing open mat training Thursdays and Fridays and preparing myself. That's prepared for my with this whole Corona going on, just taking safety, checking my temperature. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know it's hard, for a lot of us fighters. You know what I'm saying? Especially, it's only so much you could do at home, but I guess it's better than nothing. It could be worse. As long as you could move around and do something, stay somewhat in shape. I guess it's better than nothing. But.
but at the end of the day, man, our technique, I mean, it never leaves us. I mean, that's
No,
why
you're
all
right.
this fun stuff, So we'll
You're
just
right.
apply it at home, work out at home. So it works pretty well.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You can do you can still do a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're right.
So
So, I got to ask you, what happened to your eye? You were showing everybody on Facebook. You got your eye cut right there.
that's just a beauty mark. What comes with the sport, man. That's
The,
fine.
he was probably with Cruz, and that's what happened.
With the
Hey,
with the sport.
I know some of these fighters don't like to talk about their injuries at practice and stuff. So, I was kind of like you had a nice shiner right there.
Well, with me, man, I mean, to be honest, I'm a freak when it comes to scars. And I mean, every scar has a story. I mean, all scars it tells for me it keep on moving that head, and just try to give that punch back, bite down on that mouthpiece and give it right back. For me, it's just a warning signs I can move more and train harder and work on technique. So I mean, scars for me is just a reminder for me to move that head.
I,
Gotcha.
I, I, I show my scars with pride because I know that what, it's part of the sport. I can't get mad at my sparring partners or my teachers. It's part of the sport. It only makes me stronger and better. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up training under Louis Ruiz, I don't know if you know who Louis Ruiz is. Louis Bad Boy Ruiz was a three-time world kickboxing champion from the Bronx. He used to kick my ass left and right. You know what I'm saying? People are like, damn, Cruz, you got jump? I said, no, it was only one guy. you know, but that beating will actually make me better as a fighter. When you go to the ring and fight these guys, I will go through them like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean when I got hit and cut open, I mean it does make you and makes you want to connect.
Right.
It is right. I mean that's why video was kept.
Jeffrey, the
All
audio,
right,
Jeffrey.
so I'm here.
The audio is
He
going.
was breaking up.
Yeah. Something wrong with the audio.
My audio or his?
No, yours. I can hear your background.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So, sorry about that, guys. So, from the how you maintain weight? Are you going different weight classes from when you were fighting Muay Thai to boxing, or is it going to be the same weight class?
Well, I always fought at 155. I fought at catch weight at 150. I fought 145 about 3 times. But I always stayed at a weight where I always fought small. And yeah, for my, I mean, it's real simple for me. And then I got sponsors where they help hook me up with fit meal preps. I mean, I used to go to school for to Cooper's.
That's that's good.
I used to go to school for Cooper's Institute for my trainer's license, so I know how to cut weight. I'm real. I have a knowledge of cutting weight. So for me, not, uh, it's not that hard for me to do it. So I just always
That's
make sure before I just keep a low calorie and a lot of water intake.
that's great, man. Because a lot of fighters, that's probably their weakness. A lot of guys, even they've been in the sport for God knows how long, they don't know how to cut weight, and they do it in the wrong way, which and end up sacrificing a lot of their strength. You know what I'm saying, and endurance. So, hey, I mean, lucky for you that you know how to meal prep and have some knowledge into that, because some fighters, man, and they're good fighters too, and they lose because they get tired, they get sloppy, and that cutting weight sometimes kills you, man.
All right. So, what's your next fight going to be? You know yet? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is somebody's on the background, some noise.
Yeah, you can hear the background. I don't know what it is, Jeffrey. I don't know. You got something near the speaker or something. You can hear background.
All right. I should be able to hear me now. So, when your next fight's going to be, or are you just waiting?
Right now, I'm just waiting the patient game. Whenever they call me and give me a contract, that's when I know it's legit. I was
Right.
told I would fight on June 26th, but until I have a contract, that's when like legit. Right now, I'm just holding back and just waiting.
It sounds good. So, do you have your own gym right now? You train yourself, or are you training with other people?
Yeah, Academy, Lamb Striking Academy.
Hang on for a second.
Just holding back.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what something must be wrong with the audio. All right. So, from give us your daily training. Do you train 7 days a week, 5 days a week, or you just train when you can?
I train at least 4 to 3. Um, I train 4 to 3 days a week, and then I come home, I work out, do my plyometric workouts, cardio conditioning, get my body warmed up. Then I head to the gym. So I try to make it at least 4 to 3 times a week that I'll train, and then we'll work on technique. Say Thursday, work on some striking. On Friday, work on footwork on Saturday, and then we'll also spar. And then when sometimes I'll make it in Wednesday, but I get a lot of work in, man. I mean, I do some work at the house, and then I go to the gym. So I do a little bit of both. I try to make it at least 4 times a week.
That's cool. That's good. That's more or less how I do it. I work out usually 4 times a week, twice a day. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that always worked for me. I used to work out 7 days a week, like normally guys do back in the day. But as I got older, I figured that it doesn't work for me for some reason. Like I'm not able to recover working 7 days a week like I used to when I was young. You know what I'm saying? So I cut it down from 7 days to 5 days. Four seems to be okay. So I do 4 days a week, twice a day, because then I do day one I do my no-gi jiu-jitsu in the afternoon. Then I do my strength conditioning part one in the evening. Day two I do boxing, kickboxing in the afternoon, and I do part two of my strength conditioning in the evening. Thursday, Friday I repeat. You know what I'm saying? So that's more or less what works for me. You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep it like that.
I do try to
So,
keep my go up Monday through Saturday.
Right,
Work cardio at home. I got a specific regiment that I use. That I try to
right,
that my schedule for that is Monday through Saturday, but my training's
right.
at 4 to 3 times a week.
Well, I mean, you seem like what you were doing, because I seen pictures of you. For 150, you look like a big 150. I
That,
mean, you look in shape. You look a big 150. It's like, yeah, he's somebody to reckon with. You know what I'm saying?
that they
you
told,
know,
you're not the first one to tell me that. They told me I was a big 145er for my weight class, but
there you go.
on top of, I mean, it's all on the body type, and everybody's body type is different. That's that's
Right,
on. I look pretty big for 145 or 150, but there's now in these
yeah,
days these fighters dropping from 170 going down to
right,
155. So I mean, there's
right,
bigger than me at that weight class.
right. Well, that's why I went down in weight class, because in kickboxing I was fighting 185. There's no way I'll be fighting 185 in MMA when, like, you see a lot of these guys 185 cutting down from a bigger weight class. Hell no. So I'm only 5'9". I'm not a big guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I'm going down to 170.
Right.
so are you right now? Have you ever thought about joining BKFC, bare knuckle fighting?
Well, that's a promotion I wanted to fight for June 26th. I wanted to lay low on my MMA career and boxing career and Muay Thai career, and I want to now. And I was looking forward to on the 26th. It's just without no contract, it's not legit yet. So, well, we'll
Right.
see. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And then hopefully they'll announce and give me a legit opponent on paper. And then we'll see. But that's my next goal is to get go from there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, keep training, because opportunities do come unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? So, keep training, and have faith, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Something will pop up. You know what I'm saying? Just hold on there. The sport's getting bigger, bigger, and bigger, and we're definitely gonna need newer stars, and definitely you one of them. You know what I'm saying? So stay there, man. Don't give up hope.
Yeah, man, that's one thing about me, man. I'm confident, so I have a lot of heart, man. So I know I'll get that call, and plus, I mean, like I said, I'm just preparing myself. I mean, I can't wait to let my hands go whenever they call me up the ring. So
Woo! I
I'm
want to
just
see that. I want to see that.
myself ready.
Yeah, I want to see that.
So
I want to be. I want to be in ringside. I want to be a ringside.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun for all of us, man, especially that does this sport.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
so with all the violent stuff going around right now, are you still be able to go out and train at night? I know some of the fighters train during the night, but with the lockdowns, you have to be home by 8. So are you be able to do that?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
lockdown and curfews. Right.
yeah, that's messes up everything for us. But you know what?
It
It
does.
works out. The only thing that we got to do is just change our schedule. I mean, so for
Right.
some of us, I mean, it's kind of hard But as long as we make the effort to be there earlier before this whole curfew, you know, that's all that matters. For me, it's not a big issue. I mean, I'll get out of work and rush into training and then come back home and do my little workout. So for me, it's no biggie.
Cool. Yeah, that's the right attitude, buddy. That's the right attitude, John.
All right, so
Training is not gonna stop. I mean, I don't think it's gonna stop any.
Training hasn't stopped me either. Listen, where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I'm saying? And when you want to make something happen, you make it happen. Even if it's at home, you make it happen.
Shit, we'll bring the gym to the house. Shit.
Right, right, right. I got stuff in my house. I got my ankle weights. I do my little 2 pounds to do my shadow boxing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I gotta do it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
and the way things are going right now, we got to do what we got to do, especially when you got kids. Your kids will give you a good workout too.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get you off the air here, is there anything else you'd like to say about your career? Say to your coaches, the fans out there, what's coming next?
Oh, I mean, I want to give a shout out to Reps. Uh, they're located over in Fort Worth. I say thank you. If anybody is looking to get lean and healthy, they're a phone call away. I also want to give a shout out to my gym, Lamb Striking Academy. I got great training partners, great guys to work with, and like I said, I'm just on hold right now and waiting to get that call. And like I said, when I get that call and I get in that ring, I'm gonna get to work. So that's about it.
Well, brother,
That's good. It's
it
good.
seems like you're on your way. I see. I could hear the hunger in you, and you're dedicated to what you're doing. You're a positive guy. Stay strong, man. Wishing you all the best. And listen, you will get that call. Just keep training, and I want to see those hands loose.
You will, man. You will.
All right.
Once I've never been afraid to throw hands, and plus for me, it's fun. I started in this sport on the street, and then from the street going to the ring. So if I could do
Right.
that, I mean, I could do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, you would think it's always harder in the street, and the sport is nothing because it's like, what big deal? We just two guys getting beat up and getting paid for it. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal about it. He's an athlete. I'm an athlete. We're just getting paid. At the end of the day, we go and get a drink.
That's a spirit right there.
Yeah. All right, brother, man.
Well, I
Well,
appreciate
thank you for coming to the show, man.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you.
you. Be safe, man. Keep your training going.
Yes, sir. You too. Bye.
That was great.
So, man, I think it was his mic that was going in and out. Mine, I'm not sure if it was mine, but I know I have noise in the
Yeah, it was
background. So
somebody. You could hear kids and stuff like that in the background. It's
I
all
got
right.
5 kids, man. All right, so John Pena on the show. So, what do you? I feel like he'd be a good competitor in the bare knuckle fighting. He's got some moves on him. I think he'd do really good.
Yeah.
I think he's playing it smart by staying and boxing, try to get more, I guess, more experience with it.
Right. Well, I mean, some guys, I mean, whether, especially like now, you see a lot of guys that done MMA, kickboxing, and not boxing like him, and now bare knuckle. So that's a big background. Some guys just jump from one thing to another, but he has experience, and like I told him, he's a big 155. I mean, he not only has the skills to back it up, he always comes in shape. I mean, he takes the sport serious. So he is definitely somebody to be working with. People should keep an eye on him. I think he'd be one of future stars in that division.
I'll be watching him. I saw some of his
Definitely.
videos. When he was doing some Muay Thai, MMA kickboxing,
Right.
and he got some moves on him. So when he
Yeah.
switched to boxing, I think with him having more experience, he
Yeah.
might be able to gain that experience and use it at bare knuckle. So
Yeah. Well, a lot of people discover the true gift along the way, whether it's MMA or kickboxing, or they feel like, wait a minute, I got better hands. My hands are better than my kicking. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I do pure boxing, I could really explode and expand my talent. Some guys, are good kickers, so they want to stay with the kickboxing and MMA. And some guys they feel like, wait a minute, I got good hands. Let me see how far can I go just doing my hands. You know what I'm saying? And boxing bare knuckle is where it's at. So I wish him all the best, and we're definitely gonna see him in the
Right.
future.
I'll be watching him. So while we're waiting for Brian Maxwell to come on the show, he's having some problems right now. So what's your thoughts on what's going on right now? I mean, is it the world just like with sports is going to be shut down with all this going on, or they're going to be
You
able to
know,
keep going?
it's like my family knows, and my friends and fans. I told for years. It's three things I don't get involved with: politics, religion, and relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been people coming back and forth, trying to get my opinion, stuff like that. And but I will say this, for the record, you know what I'm saying? I don't like not in a bit what's going on. You know what I'm saying? As Americans, me being Puerto Rican, whether most people even now don't know that they a Puerto Rican, whether he's born in the island or in the state, he's a born American citizen. We don't have a visa. We don't ask for citizenship. Whether you're born in the island or in the states, automatically you were born, American. Police brutality is something that's been going on for decades. It's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? I
I
mean, I
know.
mean,
Like in that city.
I'm surprised they took this long for people to actually blow up and say, you know what, enough's enough. I guess it's better late than never. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the first time. It has happened many times, even on video. You know what I'm saying? But I guess like everything in life, I guess it, you know, it takes that one to make it blow up, and people go crazy. I've been hearing the news that, oh, why you can't protest peacefully. Violence don't solve nothing. But well, it's because of the violence they got to that point. You can't ask for peace where it wasn't peace that got them there. You know what I'm saying? They got there because of the violence, and it's been going on for decades. It's not nothing new. So you can't ask for peace where the cause was violence to begin with. So now you want peace. You should know from the beginning that, what, doing this, sooner or later it was gonna blow up. Sooner or later people are gonna say we tired, because I don't care if you're the police or the army or whoever you are, the public are always going to be bigger than the status quo. And when the public gets tired and they raise up and they get united around the world, mind you, it's not only here in the United States, around the world. So this is affecting everybody around the world, because it's a problem that people can relate around the world. Police
Right.
brutality is nothing new, just only in America. It's around the world too, and that's why a lot of people in other states are also doing their own protests themselves, because it's something that a lot of us around the world could relate to. It's nothing new. So I guess it takes that one
Hang on, Brian.
extra to say, you know what, we had enough, and we need to, take this more serious and really do something about it, not just put a band-aid to a problem that's like this long. No, we need to do something about it. You know what I'm saying?
And guess who's on our show coming on in 3 seconds? You ready?
Oh, here we
We
go.
got
Oh,
Brian
here we
Maxwell.
go. The champ is in the house.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
There he is.
What's up, Matt?
What's
Brian?
up,
How you
buddy?
doing? Welcome
Pretty
to the
good.
show.
Thank you.
So I see you got a full beard growing on there too, huh?
Yeah, I've had my beard for a couple years now. I used to
Ah,
I used to be babyface when I first started fighting. So yeah.
hey, nothing wrong with a baby face, man. Come on.
I mean,
All
I
right,
hate
man.
being babyface. My old job made me shave every day. If I came in with
Right.
my face, they'd make me go home and shave and come back. I hated it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Some jobs do
Brian,
that, you know.
so Brian, give us an idea of what your MMA career was like. I saw a bunch of your videos. and a couple of your bare knuckle fights. Are you learning a lot from this to get back in that ring and start winning again? Start winning your matches again? Are you training hard enough that you were before?
Yes, actually, I am. I mean, even though everyone's been in quarantine and no gyms haven't been open, and now gyms are starting to slowly, progressively open. I've been doing home workouts and stuff like that. So I'm not as out of shape as I thought I would be. I'm just now starting to lift again, and I started my diet a week ago. So in hopes of some good news to fight for BKFC in July, hopefully, maybe August, but who knows? I'm just sitting back waiting. But I'm still in pretty decent shape, and as soon as I know something, the my fight camp will start, and the grind is definitely going to be key. But most definitely, I'm when I hit this fight camp, it's going to be a whole different me than I've trained
That's
before.
good.
I'm gonna train a little bit harder. I realized a bunch of mistakes that I made in my first fight. The second fight, not so many, but I still did a few things to tweak in that second fight. So it ended how it ended. Wasn't to my liking, but hopefully, Tuesday, I get the rematch from that fight. Me and the opponent have both expressed it all over social media repeatedly, but hopefully it goes down, and I'm looking to get back in there and do me and explore display some of the new stuff that I've been working on, and show them that the reason why that they not necessarily recruited me, but picked me out of all the people that tried out in the group that I tried out in, and show them my skills, man. I've been at this for almost 9 years now, and this is part of my journey, and I love it.
Sounds good. So, what's your? Are you dealing with different weight classes? Are you maintaining the same weight class, like MMA to bare knuckle fighting?
Yeah, I'm trying to most definitely stay within my boundaries, because when I first started fighting, I weighed 240 pounds. I
Woo.
fought I fought at heavyweight. I fought at heavyweight when I first started fighting. Like 2 years out of college, I didn't do nothing but play softball, eat and drink, and I was like, I finally decided I needed to do something with myself. And after fighting in that heavyweight for 2 fights, I was like, man, fuck this, I'm too big. I've never been this size in my life before. So I dropped to light heavyweight, and I shined at 205, and then one day, one of my I switched gyms. I switched gyms in the process of trying to learn something different and get better at my craft. And my coach there, I started training at the gym I'm currently at, still Round 30 mixed martial arts, and I started training there full time. And my coach was like, you know what, you're better than you are, so I'm gonna make you cut to 185. And that was when he first told me that, I was like, oh hell no, I don't want to cut weight that much weight, because I was walking around at like 220, because I was
Right.
in my non fight mode, but I was training every day like I always do. But he's like, we're making you drop to 185. At first I was like, hell no, but then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, let's try it and see how it do. And like I always tell him, yes sir. I believe this process. It's helped me out so far, and it's got me to where I'm at today. So 185 is my weight class. I have dropped and fought at 175 before. Now that's probably like my best weight cut, but at the same point in time, I hadn't been 175 pounds since I wrestled in college. So it was great, but it was a little hard at the same time, because I had been that small in a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to stay right here at the 185 to 195 range for bare knuckle. But in MMA, I definitely stay at 185, maybe 205 occasionally if asked and if the money's right to pursue it.
Right.
You heard that, Cruz?
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, as long as long well, I mean, that's not my weight class, so I'm good. I'm good. I do fight 170, but I want to go I want to go 185 to fight you or anybody. You guys too big for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to fight 185 in kickboxing, but in MMA, nah, man, you guys were too big for me, too heavy. Say hell no, I'm going down. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta find what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Some guys could go up in weight and be in good shape. Some guys could lose the weight and
Yeah,
still maintain the strength. And sometimes, like it happened to me, my limit is 170. I go below 170, I have no energy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my limit. But you got to find your range and what works for you, and seem to know what works for you, and that's gonna you know be a good thing to take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the speed, your power, your endurance. I would think, me personally, bare knuckle, it won't be as tough as MMA, because MMA, you got to do everything plus the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling, kicking.
back.
5 minute round, 5 minute rounds. You got to be in shape. I mean, you really got to take it. It's not just
You
the
got
skills, but
to.
you also got to be in shape too. But in boxing and bare knuckle, so you could concentrate more on your skills, and,
Hmm.
and you could be in decent shape and pull it off.
Yeah, bare knuckle has definitely made me work on my hands a whole hell of a lot more than I. I mean, I've that's always been my flaw, kind of my hands, but most of my wins are with my hands, getting big knockouts and TKOs. But me, I'm a natural born wrestler. I've wrestled most of my life, and you know,
Mm,
throwing hands with somebody before I did mixed martial arts was like I don't want to do that. I just want to double leg you, put you on the
right.
ground, put your head in. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
you know, that's what I based my career on in the beginning stages of my amateur career. And, I kind of got stagnant with that and became a one trick pony. And, ever since I took a fight on like 4 days notice. And,
Wow.
me and the guy was a rival. I was already on weight. He was on weight. And, me and his team had exchanged some words back and forth back in my days where I didn't care. I still don't care who anybody is in this fight game. I'll fight you on 2 days' notice if we have to. But me and this guy, we had some words, and the fight was very hyped up, and I when I got to the fight and I had him knocked out. I knocked him out within 25 seconds, and it was
Wow.
shock. It was shock. All you heard was the oohs and the ahs, and the ref didn't stop the fight. After I knocked him out, the ref didn't stop the fight. I'm just looking at the ref
What?
like, this dude's dead to rights. Like, stop the fight. And the ref didn't stop
Right.
the fight. I jumped back on him and pounded him out and woke him back up, actually, because he was literally not moving. So I did what
Wow.
I had to do, and it. We stood back up. I dropped him again, and he desperately went for a takedown and took me down. And I put him in a guillotine. And once again, I was tapping him out, and the ref still didn't. The ref was looking at him tapping, and he still wouldn't
Wow.
the fight. And I'm sitting there pissed by then. I done wasted all my energy. I done blew my wad, and I'm sitting here sweating bullets because like I said, I took the fight on like 4 days notice, and I wasn't just gonna
Right. Right.
turn it down because as an amateur you should get all the experience you can get before jumping to the next
That's right.
level. And I wasn't in fight shape at the time, so by then I was dog tired, and I took a loss that I shouldn't have taken based on my skills and my abilities that I had at that point in time. And you
Right.
know, my hands being one of those main things. So ever since then, I started working most certainly and definitely on my hands and my jiu-jitsu because, like I said before, I was a natural wrestler. I've wrestled at most levels of wrestling, not the highest, but college was the furthest I've gotten with my wrestling. But my hand is still to this day my main focus because the more you work on your hands, the better you get. Nobody's hands are perfect.
Amen.
Nobody has
Amen.
a set of hands unless
That's
you want to
right.
call
That's right.
it other, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
working on your hands at all times is like the key to mixed martial arts, bare knuckle boxing, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and all models of combat sports. And with bare knuckle is different since you don't have any gloves, and
That's
I'm
right.
learning. I'm still learning. I've been practicing without having gloves on because it's kind of going back to your roots of being a wrestler and not wearing gloves and all that good stuff. But like I said, it's still a learning process. I'm fixing mistakes and learning new stuff, and mainly adding certain boxing days to my regimen, and only boxing is greatly helping me a lot. And you know, like I always tell everybody who asks me, it's a blessing and it's a part of my journey, and my future looks bright with bare knuckle boxing.
Well, I mean,
So,
you're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, especially with boxing, especially if you come from an MMA background or wrestling background, a lot of times, a good coach, should be able to have the eye to tell you your strength from your weakness and concentrate on your weakness and make them better. You know what I'm saying? And sometime along the way, you discover your weakness. You'll be like, you know what? I need my hands better. You know what I'm saying? And whether you go to a boxing route or bare knuckle route, and just doing that alone will enhance your skills because you're putting all your energy on boxing compared to before. You had to do kickboxing, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. So you really couldn't put everything in one thing and get good at one thing because you have other things to get good at it too. But when you concentrate just on one thing and be like, okay, I got good punching power, I got good speed. Let me get my skills behind that. And hey,
Yeah,
man, the rest will be history.
that's pure, that's pure facts. And me, I was the kind of guy, when you're a wrestler, you don't believe in nothing else but wrestling, blah blah blah.
That's
But
right.
I liked boxing, but I didn't. No, I didn't like boxing to an extent, but I respected boxing. I can
Right.
honestly say that. But
right.
boxing is a major key. If you don't have any hands,
That's
you're
right.
kind of you're going to be if you're not good at anything else, you're kind of stagnant and a one-dimensional type of person, and that's not
That's
part
right.
of my. I don't like to be one-dimensional. I like to
That's
be
right.
an open book, broaden my horizons. That's one reason why I like bare knuckle boxing and Muay Thai so much. It's new to me. It's fun. It's exciting, and like I said, it's a part of the journey with me learning and trying to become the best at my craft. So even when the day comes that I don't have to start fighting, but when I decide to start fighting, I can pass my knowledge on to my son and anyone else that wants to train under me, all that good jazz.
All right.
Yeah,
So
but
here's a question
that's
I
what.
want to ask you. Are you
Go ahead.
there?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Okay. So during the time of this virus and violence protests that been going, how is your training? And I know there's a lot of emotional stuff going on. What's going on now? How are you dealing with all this process right now?
My thing with this process right now is, in a way, it affects me because because of the color of my skin. I'm supposed to say that it affects me, but in a way, it doesn't affect my everyday life. I'm still going to work every day. Of course, me as a black man is supposed to feel some type of way about it, but at the same point in time, I have to move forward and do what's best for myself and my family. And so, I'm still going to work every day, even during this virus and all these riots, and I'm still getting my workouts in. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's all a blessing regardless. And as Americans, we got to stand strong and get through this, and let our voices be heard. Let your voices be heard, and
Amen.
not your actions. I know a lot of people have been sharing my post and shared earlier on Facebook that let your voice be heard, and not your actions to fucking shit up in your own community. And you got to band together. And my parents have always told me if you have a voice, let it be heard. Don't let violence be the cause of that voice not being heard. You doing something stupid and going to jail over it. Because at the end of the day, if you go to jail for it or you maliciously hurt somebody, you done everything for no reason and it was a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? So, if you got a voice, let it be heard. Like when I first started doing, a podcast with a buddy of mine, I was always kind of iffy about speaking out about certain things, and because I didn't feel like it was my place. But after time and time again, and being repetitive and getting used to being having a big audience watching what I do all the time, I'm letting my voice be heard, and like I said, if you got a voice, you gotta let it be heard. Because when you let your voice be heard, things may change and things may not change, but at least you got your voice out and let it be heard. So,
That's true. Amen.
but
You,
at the end of
you got
the day,
anything else, Anthony?
my whole take on this at the end of the day is, like I said a few moments ago, we all got to stay strong because if we stay strong, we can band together and make things right. Hopefully, maybe
I
times will
agree.
change and get better. And the way I feel right now, we are in a war within ourselves, and we're weak right now. You feel what I'm saying? So I think these other countries out here are laughing at us because America is supposed to be the strongest country in the world, but right now we're not. We're weak.
I agree.
We are at war within ourselves. You know, the fact of the matter that it's a race war right now, whether people believe it or not, whether the media really wants to let that out. It's a race war right now, and America is, like I said, it's a war within its own roots, and we got to get away from that and stay strong and make sure our voices are heard and band together and be the great Americans that we are. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. I mean, if we Americans, we Americans. I mean, everybody. I mean, white, black. I mean, we Americans, we Americans. It shouldn't be this distinguish between, well, you're white America, you black America, and it will favor one over the other. Listen, if we American, we American. That means all of us. Let's love all of us
Exactly.
because we all here already. We're not going nowhere. Okay, we here already. This is our home. Let's love us, protect us ourselves, and help ourselves. Or like Brother Luther King said, if we don't help ourselves, we're going to destroy ourselves. It's not going to be
Exactly.
nobody's fault. It's not going to be nobody's fault. It's going to be somebody from another country. It's going to be us as Americans destroying America, and that'll be a sad thing to do because, like you said, we're supposed to be the face of the world, the most powerful country in the world, and we can't solve our own problems. Come on, that
Exactly.
makes no
Like
sense.
like I said, these other countries are out here laughing at us right now because
Yeah,
Yeah,
if one
they are. Yeah,
just
they
wanted
are.
to do something to us right now, they could do it because
that's
no,
right. That's right.
no one
That's
see
right.
it coming. And two, we're fucking weak
That's
right
right.
now, and
That's right.
we can't be weak.
Yeah.
Us as Americans cannot be weak. We're the
Right.
strongest force in the world. We're supposed to stay strong within and
That's right.
without ourselves.
Yeah, but we are better than this. We are better than this. The forces that divide us are not as strong as the forces that unite us. We are better than this. Yeah, and we could be better than this. Unfortunately, history has proven time and time again, bad things gotta happen for good things could come out of it. You know what I'm saying?
We
And
can say
this is just another chapter
we're
in an ugly story. That hopefully, like you said, hopefully something good or great will come out of this. But it was about to happen anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because when
yeah,
you boil the pot and the pot gets so hot, it's come to a point where it's gonna blow up. Sooner or later, it's
yep.
gonna blow up, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
And this last act of violence is what really set it off. I mean, people,
Yeah, yeah,
with the coronavirus going on and people having to be
yeah.
quarantined at their homes and not be able to do what they normally do every day, it's a lot of built up tension, and people have
A lot of tension. Yeah,
had enough of the
and
shit.
it's
And
something that we haven't experienced in our lifetime. When was the last time in your lifetime you were quarantined and the government, and not just your governor or your mayor, the president of the United States, around the world too. I said, well, you gotta be quarantined. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we never experienced this in our lifetime, so it's a lot of confusion still going on. People losing their job, people have no money, people losing ties with family and friends. Yeah, it's a lot of stress going on. So, and then you got this going on top of that. Woo! It's like an atomic bomb.
Yeah, it's a lot of built up
You
tension.
know,
Like, and
Man.
this was the dagger to the balloon. It finally it
Yeah.
hit and exploded, and we're going to shit right now over it. And
Yeah.
it's I'm not going to say it's ridiculous, but at the same point in time, all the looting and tearing shit up, it's not necessary. If
No, it's
you if
not
you
necessary. I agree.
you're going to protest, let your voice be heard. I cannot
That's
preach
right.
that. Let your voice be
That's
heard
right.
and change that way. Because once you tear up your
Uh,
city, your community, eventually you're gonna have to pay for that shit with your tax
yeah.
dollars
Yeah.
and all that crazy shit. And people are gonna lose their jobs or over it. You're not
Yeah.
only putting yourself in danger, but other people in danger. And
That's
it's
right.
gonna get to the point where you're gonna be in poverty for a little while, and nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we're already in bad times as it is. So but hopefully things will get better. You know what I'm saying? And it's another chapter in our ugly history. But I know that us as Americans, we will get together and unite. And us as athletes and raising our voice, we also can make a difference and give a little bit of wisdom to people out there because people look up to us and want to hear from us too. So listen, let's love each other. In the end, it's about us as Americans. We all one. We're not from someplace else. We all one, and we're here to love each other and help each other and communicate. Let's communicate and be brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? We could do it. We are better than this.
Exactly. As they say, America, we stand. So we have to stand and be strong, and
Amen.
we'll get through this eventually. Everything's fucked up right now with the protests and the coronavirus, but if we stick to the game plan and stick to the code, America, we stand. We will get over this
You will get
eventually.
them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we are a great nation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like I said, what we're not as bad as a country as we people. The world's looking at us like, damn, Americans all messed up. It just we have a long bad history that needs to be fixed. That's all. But we there's a lot of Americans here that have good intentions. They want to do the right thing. It's just only a matter of time to actually put that in perspective.
Exactly.
But
so Brian,
it's an honor. It's an honor to thank you for coming to the show. Saying wishing you all the best. I want to see your next fight. Hopefully, I'll be there in ringside. Saying I want to see those hands. I want to see those hands, man. You know. What
Trust me,
so Brian,
this next fight I
yeah,
have, whether it's bare knuckle, mixed martial arts, or a Muay Thai fight, my hands will
yeah,
be on display regardless.
yeah.
I can't wait to fight
What, what,
again. I'm
what,
hungry. I'm ready to fight, and
yeah,
it's game time in my opinion.
yeah. What,
Shout out to all the fighters around, man. Like everybody's been sticking
that's
together,
right.
chatting
That's
back and
right.
forth together, and keeping the power of positivity. Great, man. Like it's fucking awesome, and I can't wait to get back to fighting. And
Yeah.
all
and most
right.
Where
definitely,
Tyson at? Where Tyson at? Where Tyson at?
uh,
Where Tyson at?
man, man, the internet was crazy.
so Brian,
It all started as a
let us,
joke. I just happened to see it, and I was inside the gym doing some maintenance, and I had already finished my workout, blah blah blah, and I was like, you know what, this is only going to be for a joke, so I'm gonna stir some shit up, and it just went from here to here
Yeah.
within 20 hours. I'm still getting
Wow.
people till this day asking me, "Are you fighting Mike Tyson? Is it going to happen?"
that, that's what I
I
was
told,
going to ask you about.
yes, sir.
So, give us detail. I know the Mike Tyson thing ain't going to help out or happen, but not enough money in there. So, give me a little. What are we going to see from you to your next fight? What are the fans, your coaches expect from you.
Of course, my coaches and my fans, they expect me to win. They're accustomed to seeing me win. I've been at this for a while. I have several losses, but I don't have that many. But I got more wins than I got losses from amateur to pro. But my coaches and my whole team are expecting me to win this next fight. I'm expecting myself to win this next fight. The grind is real. I'm working that much harder to, like I said, to get better at my craft so I can get this win. And like I said, show bare knuckle and show the world that I'm better than what they think I am. And just because I'm from a small hick town, that you can make all dreams possible and do whatever you set your mind to do. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, at the end of the day, it's all a blessing. It's a part of my journey. I love it. My future is bright. I'm in this sport till the wheels fall off. Whether
Yeah.
whether whether the doctor tells me I have to take a chill pill or my body tells me I need to take a chill pill, I'm in this till the wheels fall off.
Nice.
So, is there anything you like to say to your coaches, your sponsors, anybody you want to call out?
Well, everybody already knows who I want to call out, Mr. Yuli Diaz. Yuli Diaz, I'm coming for your head. Your time is coming. We've said our words to each other back and forth in our inboxes and through subliminal messages on Instagram. But your time is coming. I'm coming for you. I'm not the one to talk shit, but the way things happened in that last fight, that didn't sit well. Not just myself, but with a lot of fans, my fans and your fans. But this rematch, if and when this rematch happens, coming out with the dub regardless. They're gonna have to carry me up out of there regardless. But I would first of all, I'd like to shout you guys out. Thank you for having me. It's always a blessing to do podcasts, and anybody that will have me, it helps not only expand my fan base, but I like sharing you guys' stuff and watch parties and sharing whatever you post. I love it. I mean, it's a new experience for me over the past 2 years of my journey. I've become accustomed to realize the business side and the fan base side. You gotta help each other to grow, and I highly appreciate you guys. Shout out to all my sponsors. Shout out to my teammates. Quarantine is almost hopefully over. We can all get back in the gym together and get better at our craft. Most definitely shout out to my family, my friends, my coaches, and everybody, man. Like, shout out to everybody in America, man. Together we stand. We will get through this, you guys. Stay strong.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, man.
Amen.
Appreciate you being
Thank
on
you for being on
Pro
the show. Yeah.
Thank you guys, most definitely.
You're welcome to come back anytime, man. Good luck. Keep training. We'll be watching you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
That was
All right.
great.
That was Brian Maxwell.
That was great.
And I was been trying to get him on my show the last like 3-4 weeks.
Wow.
So,
No, he's great. He's
what do you
great.
think about what do you think about his talent? And I know he had like two fights at the BK already. So
Right.
I think he's going to move up in there, but I'm not sure about
Well,
that
he
weight
wants
class
that.
yet.
He wants that rematch. He wants that rematch. I mean, it seems like that loss was a fluke. He wants that rematch. Hopefully, Bare Knuckle gives it to him. I mean, let's see. He's getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? He's getting his hands better. I mean, hopefully, whoever his next opponent is, you're gonna keep an eye on him and see how he does. You know what I'm saying? But he seems like to have a good head on his shoulder. He knows what he's doing, and we'll see what happens in the next fight. Hopefully he gets that rematch.
Yeah, I hope so too. So as you see, we had John Manny on my show, Brian Maxwell, and my co-host Anthony the Tiger Cruz. I'd like to give a special thanks to my sponsor, JB Handy Pro Services LLC, D&D baits. He's got some good baits. You guys need to check out his website. He's got some big fishes with those baits that he makes. Quit Bitching Collision. If you look at my hat, Quit Bitching. If you go to their website at www.quitbitching.com, you get 15% off when you type in Fuller, Fuller, for the code. Thank you for watching the Fuller Broadcast Show, 24/7 sports news, live interviews, media coverage. Thank you, Anthony Cruz. Peace out.
Peace.
Exactly. Ah.